Okay, welcome to the deep dive.
Good to be here.
This is the show where we, engineer things to cut through the noise,
Mm-hmm.
try and find those genuinely interesting details, the insights that really matter.
Absolutely.
Especially, I find, when we're talking about products that capture a specific feel.
That certain vibe.
Exactly. Or like a whole era.
Mm.
Or just nail a particular look.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So today, we're doing a deep dive into the new Citizen Tsuyosa 37mm time slip.
Ah, the smoked black dial one.
That's the one. Specifically, the NJ0250E limited edition.
Right.
And our mission, really, is to unpack why this watch, and the whole Tsuyosa line, actually.
It's been huge.
It really has. Why it's become such a standout success,
Yeah.
especially in that accessible watch market.
Yeah, it's made waves.
But look at its design choices, the tech details, the overall appeal, particularly with this new limited edition. What sets it apart, and what does it mean for you if you're listening, whether you're an enthusiast or just curious about what makes a product? Well, click.
Sounds good. Let's get into it.
Great. So, the Tsuyosa phenomenon, it's quite something.
It really is. I mean, it's fascinating how quickly some things just take off.
Yeah.
The Citizen Tsuyosa, when it first popped up in 2022, instant bestseller.
Right away.
Yeah, loads of interest, especially in that, affordable watch world. And that 80s-inspired design.
That was key.
Oh, absolutely central to why people noticed it straight off the bat.
And it wasn't just like a flash and pan, was it? Citizen's been making some smart plays.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Over the past, 4 or 5 years, they've shown real strength in the accessible automatic market.
We've seen other good ones too, right? Like the Challenge Diver?
Yeah, the Challenge Diver, the Zenshin 60 Super Titanium, even that urban military NJ0190 series.
All solid options.
For sure. But when you look at the actual impact, the Tsuyosa range, it just seemed to land differently, made the biggest splash.
So what was it? Why did it become the game changer?
Well, I think what's so clever about the Tsuyosa is how it just perfectly surfs on that whole integrated sports watch vibe.
Mm-hmm.
But with that really cool 1980s style, it's not just about looks, though.
Oh.
That 80s thing, it taps into this, global nostalgia thing, retro-futurism. Maybe a bit of a pushback against all that minimalism we saw for a while.
Interesting point. Like, people want character again.
Exactly. Boldness, character. And then you add the price, originally under €300.
Which is amazing value.
Right. Now, this limited edition is a bit more EUR 325 or USD 495, but still,
Yeah.
it made it almost an inevitable choice, didn't it?
Yeah, sitting next to, Seiko 5 Sports.
Or the newer Casio Edifice automatics. It just found its spot perfectly. Really effective positioning.
That blend of design and price, definitely a winning formula.
Yeah.
But it didn't just stay static, did it? The initial one was 40mm.
Correct. That was the launch size. But the collection grew pretty quickly. New colors, different movements, displays.
Standard stuff.
Yeah, but the second big move that came earlier this year, the more compact Tsuyosa 37mm range.
Ah, the downsizing.
And that was, I think, a very strategic move. Very smart.
Why 37mm specifically? What was the thinking there?
Well, partly it opened the door to a, let's say, younger, active, perhaps more feminine audience.
Sure.
But also, it really appealed to guys looking for something that felt a bit more vintage.
Or just more comfortable, maybe?
Or just plain comfortable.
Exactly.
More wearable for some wrists.
I have to say, I'm definitely in that camp. Sometimes a smaller watch just feels...
Right.
Sits better.
Yeah, it raises that question, doesn't it? How much is comfort? How much is just a general trend back towards maybe more modest sizes?
Can be both.
Probably a bit of both. But crucially, these 37mm versions, they kept all the good stuff from the bigger ones. Still fairly priced, still nicely designed, still, great on the wrist. Good wrist pleasure, as they say. Although, maybe those first 37mm colors, the light pink, turquoise, dark green,
Yeah.
maybe they lacked a little punch. A bit safe, perhaps.
Okay, so they played it a little safe initially with the 37mm colors.
I think so. And that, for me, is where this new limited edition, the NJ0250E, really comes into its own.
This is where the magic happens, you're saying?
Pretty much. What makes this one special isn't the case size or the movement, it's the dial.
The dial.
This is where it gets that extra elegance, that cool factor, and yeah, that bit of punch compared to the earlier 37s.
So describe it. What's different about this time slip dial?
Okay, so it's got this revised texture. It's a grained surface mixed with a gradient black effect. Smoked black, they call it.
Smoked black, right?
And then you've got these gold-toned markers, hands, and even the print is gold-toned.
Ooh, okay. Black and gold. Classic, but
Yeah.
sounds like it has depth here.
It really does. The result is pretty appealing. You get contrast, you get depth, and this unexpected touch of discreet luxury, especially for the price.
Nice. Discreet luxury at an accessible price. That's a good combo,
It works, and even, the date disc, it's white.
which can sometimes stand out too much.
You'd think so, right? But here, somehow, it just adds a bit of visual balance to the marker over at 9 o'clock. It feels intentional.
Interesting detail.
Yeah.
Shows they thought about the whole picture.
Seems like it. It demonstrates some real attention to the design, I think.
Okay, so aesthetically, it's a winner, especially the dial. But we wear these things, right? How does it actually feel? What's the practical side?
Good question. You still get that same 37 millimeter by 11.5 millimeter to no case shape.
Which is a nice size, not too thick.
Pretty wearable dimensions, yeah. And it's topped by a sapphire crystal.
Sapphire. At this price. That's good.
It is. And it has the magnifying cyclops over the date. Love it or hate it, it's there.
Okay. Any downsides, practically speaking?
Well, a couple of small points, maybe. The see-through case back. Look,
Yeah.
it's fine, but the movement isn't exactly, Geneva-striped hot horlogerie.
Uh-huh. Fair enough. So maybe unnecessary.
A bit unnecessary, yeah. And the crown, it's tucked away at 4 o'clock, slightly recessed.
Which can be fiddly.
Can be a little fiddly to grip and wind or set sometimes. Not the absolute most practical design, but it keeps the lines clean.
Trade-offs.
Yeah.
And water resistance.
Decent. 50 meters. Fine for everyday life. Splashes, rain, washing hands. Just don't go diving with it.
Right. Standard stuff for this kind of watch. And the overall build quality, fit, and finish.
It's good. It's not spectacular, high-end luxury finishing, but that's not what you're paying for.
Expected for the price range.
Exactly. It feels solid, well put together for what it is.
What about the bracelet? Integrated bracelets could be tricky.
True, but this one is actually a highlight. It's a multi-link steel bracelet.
Looks good in the pictures.
And it feels good, too. It's flexible, quite comfortable on the wrist.
That's crucial.
Absolutely. And they did a good job integrating it into the case shape. Plus, it's got a folding clasp and, importantly, micro-adjustment holes.
Oh, essential for getting the fit just right.
Definitely. It makes a big difference to comfort.
And under the hood, the movement,
Same as before. It keeps the automatic caliber 8210.
which is Citizen's entry-level auto.
Yeah, a reliable workhorse. Beats at 3 hertz, so 21,600 vibrations per hour. Gives you about a 42-hour power reserve.
Solid specs, nothing fancy, but gets the job done.
Precisely. It's dependable, and that's what you need in an everyday watch at this level.
Okay, so let's talk exclusivity and value. This time slip is a limited edition.
It is limited to 8,000 pieces worldwide.
8,000. Now, that doesn't sound super exclusive, does it?
No! In the grand scheme of limited editions, 8,000 is quite a lot. The source we looked at even noted it's hardly exclusive.
So what's the thinking there? Is it really limited, or is it more about marketing?
Well, maybe it's for the best, as the source hinted. It kind of makes you question what limited really means today, especially in this accessible market segment.
Yeah, good point. Is it about actual scarcity or creating desirability for a wider audience?
I lean towards the latter for a brand like Citizen here. 8,000 pieces means it's special, it's numbered, but enough people who want one can probably get one without crazy markups.
So the build hype creates that limited feel, but doesn't alienate the core customer base who value accessibility.
Exactly. It lets more people feel like they're getting something a bit exclusive without the usual craziness of truly scarce limited runs. Could be a smart way to manage it.
Makes sense. And the price, again, just to be clear,
It's EUR 325 or USD 495.
which puts it firmly back in that sweet spot. Competitive.
Very competitive, right where Citizen seems to be playing its strongest hand lately.
Okay, so let's try and wrap this up. What are the main takeaways from our dive into this Tsuyosa time slip?
Well, I think first you have to acknowledge the Tsuyosa's success overall. It's been a runaway hit.
Driven by that 80s design and smart pricing.
Absolutely. Second, Citizen's broader strategy in the affordable automatic market is clearly working. They're expanding, evolving their lines thoughtfully.
Like this move to 37 millimeter.
Exactly. And third, this specific time slip limited edition, it really shows how much impact a single detail like that smoked black and gold dial can have.
Elevating the whole package.
Yeah, it adds that touch of subtle luxury and distinction to an already popular formula. Demonstrates the power of good dial
It
design.
really is a compelling watch, especially at that price.
Okay.
So, a final thought for our listeners to chew on.
How about this? When you think about product design, not just watches, but anything,
Yeah.
How much does one single, really well-executed detail like this unique dial truly change your perception of an otherwise familiar product?
Good question. Does it elevate the whole thing?
And what does that tell us about the power, maybe the growing importance of subtle luxury, even in these more accessible markets? Something to think about.
Definitely something to mull over.
Oh,
Thanks for that deep dive.
my pleasure.